2.6 is going to be using inverse operations, but we're going to deal with multiplication and division. Those are inverse operations to each other, and otherwise we're going to follow the same procedure as we did in addition and subtraction. And this is actually the one that was in the example 2 lessons ago. All right, so we're going to start right in on our equations. The first equation is negative 6x equals 48. Same rules apply. I want to get my variable by itself, but right now negative 6 is being multiplied by x. So in order to get rid of it, I'm going to divide. Now I'm going to use the fraction form of division. So I'm going to put dividing that side by a negative 6 and this side by a negative 6. Now what I need to do is reduce my fractions. So I have a negative 6 over negative 6, that would be 1. So I end up with x as my variable. And 48 divided by negative 6, when I divide a positive by a negative, I'm going to get a negative. And 6 times 8 will give me 48. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check it. We need to look at the original, which I kind of hid here from you. So we'll erase it for right now since we're done with that. So I'm going to do my negative 6, and I'm going to put in my x, which is negative 8, and we're going to check and see, does that, that's just to be a question mark, does that equal 48? Negative times a negative equals a positive, so yes, 48 does equal 48. Look like a little better, 48, but I can't do it too well. Now, in this next one, I want to get my variable by itself, but it's being divided by 7. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the inverse operation, multiplication. I'm going to show that by just putting a parentheses and multiplying by 7 on both sides. Now 7 times 9 or 9 times 7 is 63. When I'm multiplying fractions, I oftentimes reduce first. 7 goes into 7 once. 7 goes into 7 once. So now all I have left is my W. If I'm multiplying by the denominator, they're going to cancel out, and then it'll leave me just with my variable. So I have W equals 63. So let's go ahead and go back to our original. I'm going to do 63 for the W divided by 7, and does that equal 9? And yes, it does, so that is correct. So we're going to do some problem solving here. You buy the inkjet printer shown in the advertisement that does 8 pages per minute in black and white, 5 pages per minute in color, and you use it to print 40-page document and a black and white and 20-page document in color. So how long does it take to print both documents? And I am just checking here. I want to make sure that for this one, in case you need to go back and refer to it, I want to do it in the same, using the same variables and using the same expressions as it does in the example in the book. However, it looks like I used one of the, I used the extra one, which is on page 99. So this is the problem solving, which is on page 99 in the textbook. It actually is part of the guided practice. So the first thing we want to do is write an equation. So we know that we have 8 pages in black and white, and they do it per minute. So I'm going to go ahead, and we don't know how long it takes. We don't know the minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say 8 times, because per means each, x, I don't know the x. So 8 pages times how much time gave me 40 documents. Now let's do the other one. I'm going to try to change my pen color here. Let's do our colored ones. We do 5 pages per minute. We don't know how many minutes. We do 5 pages per minute when we're doing a colored, and we end up doing 20 pages. So we're going to have to figure out how much time, so we're going to need to add the two of these when we get done. So going back to my black, whoops, near miss, I got red. It's not giving me my black. Okay, let me just go up to my screen instead. So 8x equals 40. So 8 times x, so let's do the inverse. I'm going to divide both sides by x. So my minutes for the 40-page black and white document is going to be x equals 5. So that would be 5 minutes. Now for the next part, the colored ones, I have 5 times x, so I want to go ahead and I want to do inverse, which is division. 5's cancel each other out. I end up with x, because 5 over 5 would be 1, so I end up with 1x. 20 divided by 5 gives me 4, so that's going to take me an additional 4 minutes. So in order to do all the documents, it says to print both documents, both means addition, it's going to take me a grand total of 9 minutes. So I wrote my own variable expressions with the information that I knew, and then solved and combined those. Whoops. And that gets us to 2.7, so we'll stop at the 2.6. Sorry, I ran these all together.